everyone, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Robin, or a Hobbit reading list, and this week is the week of Valentine's Day, and we are going to read so much romance. I'm so excited. It's Tuesday night. For some reason I didn't start the vlog yesterday. Usually I'll film a little intro clip on Monday and then I'll update Tuesday, and I did neither of those things. So I'm starting at Tuesday and I'm updating Tuesday. But I started reading Legends of Lattes. I read 54 pages, I believe. And it is about an orc named Viv who gives up adventuring. I guess that's how I'll phrase it. She was an orc for hire, essentially. She would go and do things for people, and she just traveled, and that's what she did. And then she decided she doesn't want to do that anymore. She wants to open a cafe, even though no one in the town she settles down in knows what a cafe is, or even what coffee is. So it's really interesting start. It's pretty low stakes. It's a low stakes fantasy, which I appreciate, honestly. Some of my favorite books are just characters just wandering around. I really like that. So, and I'm very sorry that heat just started. But I'm enjoying it. I haven't read more today. I'll probably read more tomorrow. And I am so bummed I did not finish Teacher of the Year. I have an hour left. I just did that math wrong. But we've hit the third act conflict. I was kind of hoping there wouldn't be one, because they're such a cute couple. They're such a cute couple. I should explain. Okay. Teacher of the Year is about a kindergarten teacher named Marvin who is up for Teacher of the Year. And he is going to focus on that, but at the beginning of the winter term, he has a new student who has a single dad, and the dad is very, very attractive. And Marvin and Olin, the dad, kind of hit it off and, are friends. They're not in the friend zone for long, okay? It's never just friends. It's a really lovely book. It's very sexy. It also deals with Marvin has some childhood trauma from his mother being an alcoholic. That kind of pops up. He also has anxiety and ADHD. So that's really interesting for me, who has anxiety and ADHD. I'm like, oh my god, it's reading my own inner monologue. So it's a really good book. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really bummed I didn't finish it tonight. For some reason I thought I would. That was never gonna happen. But I will finish it tomorrow. So I'm really excited, because now that we've had the third act conflict, even though I was bummed it was there, it's gonna get resolved within the next hour. Hopefully it won't take the entire hour, because I've said it many times before, I like an actual conclusion. I don't just mean an epilogue. I want a little bit built up into the epilogue. So hopefully the resolution happens as soon as I start listening tomorrow. So I will definitely film a little bit tomorrow as a little, review. I'm so tired, you guys. I'm a little loopy, and I'm not done. I have to do some work before I can go to bed, and then wake up tomorrow morning and then prep for work. Anyway, I do know what my next audiobook will be. I'm going to listen to Alpha's Warlock, which I will start tomorrow night on my way home. I want to say it was only 6 hours long. It's either 6 or 8 hours. I think it's 6, because I have the book upstairs. It's pretty thin, so I'm pretty sure it's 6.5 hours, which is honestly good, because I would finish it this week. So that's cool. And yeah, So we have 3 romances so far because Legends of Lattes is a romance. Uh, I've met the love interest. We'll see how that develops. But I'm very much looking forward to just all the romance. It's so exciting. Valentine's Day really isn't a big deal for me, surprisingly. My husband and I don't really do much for it. Like, it's a day. We're both working. He might get me flowers, maybe. It's not a big deal, but I'm over here like, yay, romance. It's cool. But I will check in more tomorrow. Okay, so the light isn't as good in here as I thought it would be, but that's fine. I am having a hard day. Hopefully I don't look like I'm crying. I think my eyes look weird. It's okay. First things first. I finished reading Teacher of the Year last night, and I finished it yesterday afternoon. I was supposed to start Alpha's Warlock last night, but because of the wonderful mood that I'm in, I didn't. I will start it tomorrow. So there's that. But Teacher of the Year, I really enjoyed it. I thought, it was so emotional, and I really related to Marvin, and it was very sexy. Just my usual complaint with romances, it just ended so quickly, and it concluded, and then there was the epilogue, which was like, since I'm listening to it on audiobook, I can't tell you how long it was, but it was less than 10 minutes, and that just really bothers me. It's like, the more books that I read that have that, to where it's like the third act conflict, and then it concludes so quickly with like very little like actual conclusion, to where we can actually like enjoy it and like feel comfortable. Like, who's to say that they don't end up like having another breakup or something because their issues aren't like fully resolved? Like, that, I think that's how it feels. Like, it's not fully resolved. It's resolved well enough to where it's comfortable, but it doesn't feel fully resolved. So that just kind of bugs me. I did give it 4 stars because I liked everything else about it. And I also noticed that so far this month, I've read 3 books. All of them have been 4 stars. And my lowest rating for the year is 3.5. I think I'm being too nice. But I don't know. Or maybe I'm just reading good books. Like, all of the books that I've read this year have been good or fine. I would say there's one book that I didn't like, but it was still well written, and I didn't like it. It's To Be a Jew, and I didn't like it just because like I knew a lot of the information already, and it was a different perspective, and so it's not a bad book. It's just I'm probably wasn't the target audience, and that's okay. So I don't know. I might have to rework my rankings. Maybe, I don't know. Other than that, I'm really trying to think. I read, I want to say like maybe like 60 pages of Legends and Lattes. The cafe is now fully open, and Viv has the orc has accumulated people around her, and it's very wholesome, and I really enjoy it. It's a really easy read. Every time I pick it up, I end up reading like not even for a long time, like 30 minutes, and I'll end up reading like 50 pages. So I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping to be able to read a little bit more tonight, but I don't know because I do have a lot of things I have to do, as always. And so there's that. And then the only other like bookish news is that I went book shopping. So I went and got lunch with Stephanie today. We went to Barnes & Noble after, and of course I bought books. Of course. Me go to a bookstore and not buy something, it's ridiculous. So I got Kissing Kosher by Jean Meltzer. I have all of her books so far, but I've only read one of them. I read Matzo Ball, which I did really enjoy, and I have Mr. Perfect on paper, but I haven't picked it up yet, but I've seen good things. And I really like Jean Meltzer. I like how Jewish they are. And we don't have enough Jewish romance, quite honestly. But I also like that I'm not positive about Mr. Perfect on paper, but 2 out of the 3 books, at least, if not all 3 of them, have chronic pain representation, which I really enjoy, because I think it's not shown enough. And so yeah, I really appreciate that. So this is about a woman who has chronic pain, and she works / runs her family's bakery, and the bakery has like, you know, a really good base. It's a local bakery, it's very popular, and someone, oh, what's his name, Ethan, this guy named Ethan comes to work at the bakery, but he is keeping a secret that he's actually there to get their recipes for his family, which owns a like kosher baking goods company, but it's more commercialized and everything. But there's gonna be romance. So I am really excited about it. I think it looks really good, and I know a lot of people on Jewish Bookstagram really love it, so I think it'll be great. And then I also picked up Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, if I'm pronouncing that right. This is a classic. I haven't read it yet. I know it's kind of spooky, a little. It's about this woman who ends up marrying a guy named Maxime, who is a widower, and she moves into the house, and the blurb says she realizes how vast a shadow his late wife Rebecca will cast over their lives, introducing a lingering evil that threatens to destroy their love from beyond the grave. So I thought this was really interesting. Horror isn't really my jam, but I picked it up because one of my lovely friends published a book called Salivation, which I also have. It actually arrived yesterday, but I haven't taken out the packaging yet, so I'll put it up here. But she said that her anthology is comparable to Daphne du Maurier, and one of my other friends, Alice, said that they really enjoyed this author as well, and because it is a classic that I haven't read yet, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. And it was, well, this one is full price because I didn't end up getting another book to make it half off, but that's fine. so yeah, I will read that at some point. And then finally, I also got This Winter by Alice Oseman. It's a Heartstopper novella, set between the second and third? No. Third and fourth books, I believe. Maybe fourth and fifth. I'm not sure. It's set between them after Nick and Charlie get together. I pretty much know the summary of it's when Charlie is returned from his rehab and the Christmas holidays, and how overwhelming it can be, and sibling dynamics. So it's really good, and the novellas I know are very quick, and so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's what's up. So I'm going to work on actually creating a bullet journal. I used to do it. I stopped because I would feel very insecure, because people who are people who post bullet journals like online are like so much better, and they look, theirs looks great. And so I would feel self-conscious because I'm not an artistic person, but I want to create like a health related bullet journal because I think having it written will help me maybe a little bit more, because I think my online bullet journal that I do just isn't cutting it for whatever reason. So I'm gonna try this, but that means I need to get it set up. So I'm gonna probably spend a couple hours doing that today. And yeah, and that's what's up. So so I'm gonna get started on that. Hello. Okay, yes, I do have an update. I was trying to remember. I know I filmed yesterday, but I didn't remember what I filmed. So I did exactly as I planned. I did my writing date with my friend Ellis, but I didn't write during it. I worked on like my little health bullet journal. Looks okay. It's fine. And then I spent the rest of the night reading. So I finished reading Legends and Lattes. I really enjoyed it. You know, it was very wholesome, cozy, lovely time. You know, I love found family, and I love a plot that is resolved early enough to sort of just see the conclusion out. It was, honestly, it was really great. It hit all the things that I want in a story, and so I gave it 4.5 stars. Still have not gotten a 5. Still have not gotten anything below a 3.5. You know, that's okay. We're doing good. And I worked from home today, so I did not start Alpha's Warlock. So that kind of sucks. I was looking forward to it, but I will start on Sunday. And I think it's closer to like 7 hours. So I'll finish it next week. That's good. And the next book that I'm going to pick up is going to be the Wodehouse book. It just came up, which is fine. I was kind of hoping for another romance because, like, this is Valentine's week. I was hoping I could knock out another romance, but I do have to get the Wodehouse book read so that we can film the podcast soon. So, that's what it is. And I'm just hoping it'll be a faster read than the last Wodehouse book because, whoo boy, that took a while. So that's what's up. Today's a really short update, but I wanted to make sure I talk to you about Legends Lattes. I don't know if I'm going to get the next book because I think it's actually technically a prequel, and I'm just not really interested. And like, there's a little excerpt at the end of Legends Lattes that I just sort of like skim through. I'm not really interested in that. I would rather a true sequel, but maybe the author has that in progress. That'd be cool. But yeah, so that's sort of what's up. And then I'm going to get some more like work stuff done. Actually no, I'm gonna do my homework because I haven't read anything. Like, for one of my literature classes, I haven't read anything, and it's due tonight. So that's just how it worked out. So I'm gonna go do that, and then maybe I'll finish up some work stuff, and then hopefully I'll read, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. Good morning, everyone. My, that suit is really sticking out. I'm just going to draw attention to it immediately because if I don't, someone else will. So it's there. It's on my face and it sucks. I'm going to wrap up the vlog. So yesterday, I pretty much didn't read. Was it Thursday through Saturday? I didn't at all, actually, because I didn't get a chance to pick up a physical book, and then I had finished Teacher of the Year on Wednesday and hadn't started Alpha's Warlock yet. So I read yesterday, but I hadn't read those 3 days pretty much because I ended up working from home, so I just didn't get a chance to start Alpha's Warlock. I started it yesterday. I'm at like 40% because it's only 7 hours long and I listen on 1.2 speed, and so I cover a decent amount. I'm enjoying it. Alpha's Warlock is about this guy named Nate. He is a warlock who had been pretty much abused by his dad, and his dad had been like siphoning his magic to complement his. But his dad died like 2 years ago, so he's like just enjoying having like his autonomy, even though like he sort of struggles with controlling his magic because he never had to before. But he is kidnapped by a pack of werewolves and cursed to where he has to be mated or he'll die. And so he goes to the rival pack and pretty much like explains the situation because he was going to be used as like a weapon against this pack. And it's like, hey, they were doing this. It was going to be really bad for you. I escaped, but now I'm dying and I need to be mated. Obviously this is erotica. It's also a megaverse. Or not, well, I guess it's not technically Omegaverse because Nate isn't an Omega. Like there's alphas and there's werewolves, but I don't think it's Omegaverse. But there is nodding, and I love nodding. It's weird to say. I love nodding in stories. I don't know if that's much better, but I'm enjoying it. The guy he ends up being mated to, they've never really gotten along. His name is Ian. He's the alpha. He's big and strong, and Nate likes him but doesn't because of how Ian has treated him. And I have a theory that Ian has always known that they were going to be like mates or whatever, but Nate had obviously doesn't have that, and so Nate had actually dated Ian's best friend, and since then Ian hasn't really been nice to Nate. So I'm like waiting for that reveal, and I don't think that's a spoiler, it's just a theory. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I've had 2 sex scenes already. I love that. Like it's really good. This book was recommended by Jess from Books Past Bedtime. So go check out her videos because she's honestly like her style and her preferences really match up with mine, and she really likes the series. So I will definitely get the next book in the series because I can already tell I'm gonna really enjoy this. And yeah, so that's Alpha's Warlock. And then I started reading Damsel in Distress by P.G. Wodehouse. I read the first 2 chapters. I don't like the copy of the book that I have because it's taller. The font is very, very tiny. And so like it takes me a while to read a whole page, and then like trying to make notes because it's for the podcast is like kind of a pain. And so I read 2 chapters. I was gonna aim to read 11 last night, but I immediately started getting sleepy, and so I'm like, oh crap, that's not good. I'm trying to tell myself like I'm just sleepy because I worked, and so I was just tired. The book didn't make me sleepy. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I don't believe it. so I guess we'll see how this upcoming week goes with reading Wodehouse. So yeah, that was about it. That was my week. You know, I read 3 romances for Valentine's week. Like that was fun. Obviously I have more romances to read because I read a lot of romance, but I did like having sort of like a themed week. I'm a very like seasonal person, and so I enjoy celebrating holidays even if I don't necessarily like celebrate them. Like I didn't really do anything for Valentine's Day except like eat cheesecake with Chris and then read romance books. But like, that was nice. I like that. So yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this vlog. Next week will be, I don't really have anything going on next week. So hopefully we'll read a lot because I don't really have anything else going on. Oh, I have a team event. I'm making candles. Yeah, I'm making candles for at work. Well, not at work, but with work people. That'll be interesting. Anywho, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Make sure to leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, all that jazz. It makes me feel really comforted to know that people watch my videos and like my videos. So do all that. And I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.